Yes, fight fans. This is Body and Mind Sports. Welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk. And in this round, I will be covering the Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga fight. I'm really not very excited about this one, guys. But Canelo Alvarez, I know, has a very deep fan base, so there are going to be people who will be interested in this fight, as long as Canelo Alvarez doesn't end up losing in a cherry pick gone wrong like in the Bivol fight. He really was not expecting Bivol to be that good. That's what I suspected, and it went wrong and splattered in his face. But in this case, he's carefully picked Edgar Berlanga, knowing that there's no chance of that happening at all, which is what I can see, and that's exactly how I feel about this fight. Sums it all up. But that having been said, let's just move forward. So Canelo Alvarez, now 34 years old, 60 or 61 wins, 39 knockouts, 2 losses and 2 draws. He's a 4-division champion, former undisputed at super middleweight, now unified champion in the same division, holding the WBA, the WBO and WBC titles. Of course, now without the IBF. Why? Because that particular sanctioning body has stripped him of that title, or should I say he has dropped that title, because Canelo Alvarez failed to obey their order for him to face the IBF, his IBF mandatory in William Skull, preferring instead to honor his WBA mandatory in Edgar Berlanga instead. And so that fight has been scheduled for the 14th of September. Of course, Canelo Alvarez continuing his long-running culture of fighting on the Mexican Independence Day weekend in Las Vegas. So, however, not too many people are thrilled about this fight. I'm not thrilled about the fight, and it's riled up a lot of emotions in people. A lot of people are right now very frustrated with Canelo Alvarez, and the reason being is because we all feel that the one person really deserving in this opportunity should have been none other than David Benavidez. Of course, David Benavidez, who is now 27 years old, has had 29 fights, 24 by KO, 0 losses and 0 draws. Has previously been WBC champion in super middleweight, only to lose it on the scale, having missed weight in one of his fights. But how long exactly has David Benavidez been Canelo Alvarez's mandatory? Having looked at the background of the history of him and Canelo Alvarez, I found that is in fact being mandatory. WBC is being Canelo's WBC mandatory since May of 2022, when he defeated David Lemieux to of course achieve the WBC interim title. Also, he is mandated fighter by the IBF in William Skull, has been Canelo's mandatory since July of the same year, and after him defeating Evgeny Shevchenko via unanimous decision in a title eliminator. And who he's facing now in Edgar Berlanga has actually only just become his mandatory in comparison to the other two mandatories, and he's been Canelo's mandatory since May of this year, which begs the question: why face Edgar Berlanga instead of one of your two oldest mandatories, or your oldest mandatory in David Benavidez. But David Benavidez is in fact Saul Canelo Alvarez's longest standing mandatory at the moment. And I think everything just seems clear now that he is actually doing everything to duck David Benavidez, just like the fans have been saying, just like I have been saying in some of my previous videos. Saul Canelo Alvarez even implicated himself in an interview with Sway's Universe, where he said, when they asked him why the fight hasn't happened, he said that David Benavidez on fight night would be, in the ring 20 to 25 pounds heavier than him in the ring. So why, that begs me to ask, why are you in that division fighting anybody at all? Because I don't see anybody else ducking David Benavidez except you, and that just sums it all, guys. Sums it all up, guys. I mean, Turki Al-Sheikh was right. All Canelo is looking for at this point of his career, after losing to Bivol, is just easy fights and easy money. Although he is taking an all-time low facing Edgar Berlanga, his lowest payday ever. Can you believe? And David Benavidez would have given him the highest pay of his career, I believe, so far. And he's done everything to duck him, and the WBC and of the other sanctioning bodies, I believe, have been doing very well in their cause to aid him to do so. And when we go to talk about this fight versus him and Edgar Berlanga, I'm sorry, has zero chance of beating Saul Canelo Alvarez. They can fight 1,000 times. Saul Canelo Alvarez will still beat him 1,000 times. Edgar Berlanga has got the most padded record in his whole entire career. Out of his 17 knockouts, 12 of them are in the first round, can you believe? And this man has only had 22 fights. He's only, I'll say his best win of his career was over Alexis Angulo, who is very slow-footed, slow hand speed, 38 years old at the time. So he's really done nothing to deserve this opportunity, if you ask me, apart from have an easy target on his back. And that's all Saul Canelo Alvarez seems to be looking for at the moment. If you look at the undercard is more impressive than the main event. The co-main versus Lara and Danny Garcia, that's a brilliant matchup, and it's a title fight also. They're fighting for, of course, Danny Garcia challenging Erislandy Lara for his WBA title at middleweight. So yeah, and I think that fight is gonna be something to watch, guys. If I do tune in, it's gonna be because of that fight, because I'm not in to watch Edgar Berlanga get beat up by Canelo to get knocked out or over 12 rounds. Either way, it's not going to be an exciting fight. It's just going to be one way, unless Canelo chooses to carry him through. Yeah, but that being said, I got nothing else to say other than that's all I have for you on Body and Mind Sports until the next boxing talk. So I'll say just Please like, share, subscribe and comment, and I'll see you next time on the next boxing talk. For now, stay very, very blessed.